Welcome to Chai with Molly, a show where we celebrate diversity the Canadian way. I'm Molly and I look so much forward to seeing you every week on Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. on Rogers Channel 129. Thank you for tuning in, and most of all, thank you for all your emails and phone calls that you send us on a regular basis, letting us know what you think about our show. It means a lot to us. If you'd like to be a guest on our show or would like to advertise with us, please contact me at 647-979-3220. We were all horrified when we saw the images of the collapsed garment factory in Bangladesh. 1,129 people died in this horrific tragedy. 2,500 people were injured, 300 are still missing. Why this tragedy happened and who's responsible for it? To tell us more about it, we have in our studio Mr. Abid Choudary and Farhana Azim. But before we talk to them, they have created a nice documentary for all of us to see. So let's watch that.
বাঁচান ভাই, অনুরোধ লাগে ভাই, আমি বাঁচতে চাই ভাই, আমি বাঁচতে চাই, খুব কষ্ট হচ্ছে ভাই, খুব কষ্ট হচ্ছে, আমার লিরোহরের দুটো বাচ্চা আছে ভাই, ছোট ছোট ভাই, ছোট ছোট দুটো বাচ্চা আছে ভাই।
So thank you for creating this documentary for us. Tell us about what happened on this horrific day.
Well, it was a morning of April the 24th, where over 4,000 people went to work that day, and little they knew that many of them won't go back home that day. It was a garment factory known as Rana Plaza.
Okay.
It was an 8-story building. While all these people were busy at work, the building collapsed. And many people got trapped.
Now, did this just happen suddenly, or was there any indication that something like this might be happening?
Ironically, there wasn't sort of signs of cracks in the building, and what the report we get that many of the offices which were in the same building, they had actually evacuated.
Okay.
But the garment factory owners sort of forced these poor laborers to go back to work on that particular day, knowing very well the building had collapsed and anything could happen.
Okay.
But they decided to take a chance because maybe they had to meet their deadline.
Deadlines.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so you and your friends have put together some fundraising efforts here in Toronto. So do you want to tell us about that?
Yes, sure. Just soon after the incident, many people came up to help our victims in their own way, and many efforts have been done so far. And we, together, me, Abid bhai, and a group of cultural personalities of this town, we decided to do a fundraising concert. So concert was only for symbolic kind of thing, but the many things happened alongside with that. We did lot of meetings, lot of networkings, lot of advertisements, marketing, those kind of things to let people know about the thing, and lot of publications as well to make aware people about that. And on the very concert day of 1st June, it was very organized, very well articulated program. And the noticeable thing was that all the participants attended there voluntarily, all the professional singers, very renowned, popular, very well known, established, all kind of celebrities. They went the program, they participated voluntarily. It was a very good cultural show, I must say, very quality, and everyone did their best for the sake of that particular cause. And if you ask me particularly what was my contribution little for that particular fundraising effort, I worked the whole team all through the journey, and then the documentary the audience have seen so far, that me and one of my friends, Asghar Kazi, I basically copyrighted and participated in the editing thing. So basically we did that. It was projected on the fundraising program along with the concert, and well, it could create some kind of sensitive emotional thing inside the people's mind. And so yeah, in this way we just tried to help whatever we could.
How much money have you been able to raise so far?
Already declared one is 20,000 Canadian dollars,
okay,
roughly, and then we are expecting it's going to reach 30,000, Abid bhai, right?
Yeah, about 30,000.
About 30,000.
So what is the exchange rate for a Canadian dollar in Bangladesh currency?
It's roughly about 78 taka to a rupees.
Okay, so with the exchange rate, There's a lot. It's not a whole lot of money. I'm sure you can do with a lot more because the magnitude of this tragedy is so huge. But have you found an NGO in Bangladesh that you're working with that is going to monitor the situation and provide the necessary help to these victims?
Yes, certainly. Before even we started raising the funds, our main concern was how do we distribute this money and reach the people who have been actually affected. So we did our homework, we approached many NGOs, and eventually we came down to one particular NGO which is known as CRP.
Okay.
There's an organization who runs, coincidentally, their organization is situated about 1.5 kilometers from the point where the disaster happened. So this CRP is known as Center of Rehabilitation for the Paralyzed.
Okay.
So they are NGO founded by
Valerie
Taylor, who is known as the Madam Teresa of Bangladesh.
Okay.
And she has dedicated her life to start this organization. They have a sister concern registered in Canada, based in Vancouver, and the lady here is
Caroline
Scott. She used to be the wife of the Canadian ambassador in Bangladesh.
Okay.
But when she visited this place, when her husband was there back in the 90s, she was so much motivated that after her husband retired, she has dedicated her life in raising funds in Europe and in Canada and North America to help this organization.
Okay, so there's high accountability.
Yes,
Yes, so
pretty much accountability is there.
All measures to make sure that the money that you raise here goes to the right people.
Yeah, so that's what I was telling you, that Sisters of CRP here in Vancouver, it will go there. From there, it will go to the CRP Bangladesh, and even in Bangladesh CRP, we have got some friends over there and some known people who are working there, right, very closely with CRP or inside CRP. They will monitor, even they would be they would monitor to some extent, but overall the accountability is very much there, because we have met Caroline Scott here, and Abid, you can tell something about that.
Yeah, we had a meeting with Caroline, and what she is going to do, collect all the funds from us.
Yes.
And even some donors are preferring to give the check directly to friends of CRP. So we will give all the money to Caroline here, and she will send all the money to CRP in Chittagong. Okay. Sorry, CRP in Dhaka. And if any of the donor wants the tax receipt,
that can also be arranged.
And not only to the CRP in Bangladesh, again it will go to the only SAVAR victims of CRP, because there are a lot of other kind of patients, but those who went there because of the SAVAR incident, the money would particularly go there.
Because that is what the funds are being raised
exactly,
for.
yeah.
So it will go to the right people, to the appropriate people.
Yeah, at least we tried that.
Yeah.
Yes, well, that's important. And we appreciate you taking those necessary measures, because people want to see that confidence when they give the money. And Canadians are generous people. They will give, and they will give generously. And now there are some viewers who are watching, and if they want to participate in this, who should they contact and where can you be reached?
Well, they can call me directly. My number is 416-846-2830. I'll repeat the number again, 416-846-2830. They can pay by check, payable directly to SAVAR victim, SAVAR victims, and we have opened an account in the TD Bank.
Okay.
Or they can send money by email transfer, or whichever way they want to contribute.
Okay.
Or they can also make directly payable to the friends of SAVAR, friends of CRP in Canada. So whichever way they want to make, and we can arrange that. So the best way to contact us, me or Shivli, and we can arrange the money to go to the right person.
And if the information could be screened, then it
For
may help.
sure.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Yes. So if you've been watching and you've been moved by this story and would like to participate in this, you can contact both of these wonderful individuals who are working very hard with their team and family members to bring some kind of help and relief to these victims. You can contact them, or you can call me at 647-979-3220, and we'll make sure we connect you to the right people. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us, Molly.
Before say thank you, should I tell my phone number?
Yes, please do.
Okay, that we missed, I guess. My number is 647-895-3020. Again, 647-895-3020. Thanks. Now I
you
would
for being
shake your hand.
तेरा रंग ऐसा चढ़ गया कोई और रंग ना चढ़ सके, तेरा नाम सीने पे लिखा हर कोई आके पढ़ सके। है जुनून है तेरे इश्क का, ये जुनून है रग रग में इश्क तेरा दौड़ता, ये मामला सा खून है। तूने ही सिखाया सच्चाइयों का मतलब, तेरे पास आके जाना मैंने जिंदगी का मकसद। सत्य में जयते, सच्चा है प्यार मेरा, सत्य में जयते, सत्य में जयते। तेरे नूर के दस्तूर में न हो सलवटे न शिकन रहे, मेरी कोशिश तो है बस यही रहे खुशबुए गुलशन रहे। तेरी जुल्फ सुलझाने चला, तेरे और पास आने चला, जहाँ कोई सुर न हो बेसुरा वो गीत मैं गाने चला। है जुनून है तेरे इश्क का, ये जुनून है रग रग में इश्क तेरा दौड़ता, ये मामला सा खून है। तूने ही सिखाया सच्चाइयों का मतलब, तेरे पास आके जाना मैंने जिंदगी का मकसद। सत्य में जयते, सच्चा है प्यार मेरा, सत्य में जयते, सत्य में जयते। तेरा रंग ऐसा चढ़ गया फमशा जो और भी बढ़ गया, तेरी बारिशों का करम है ये मैं निखर गया, मैं संवर गया। जैसा भी हूँ अपना मुझे ये नहीं है बोलना, काबिल तेरे मैं बन सकूं, मुझे द्वार ऐसा खोलना। सांसों की इस रफ्तार को, धड़कन के इस त्योहार को, हर जीत को हर हार को, खुद अपने इस संसार को बदलूंगा मैं तेरे लिए। है जुनून है तेरे इश्क का, ये जुनून है रग रग में इश्क तेरा दौड़ता, ये मामला सा खून है। सत्य में जयते, सच्चा है प्यार मेरा, सत्य में जयते, सत्य में जयते। मुझे खुद को भी है टटोलना, कहीं है कमी तो है बोलना, कहीं दाग है तो छुपाए क्यों, हम सच से नजरें हटाए क्यों। खुद को बदलना है अगर बदलूंगा मैं तेरे लिए, शोलों पे चलना है अगर चल दूंगा मैं तेरे लिए। मेरे खून की हर बूंद में संकल्प हो तेरे प्यार का, काटो मुझे तो तू बहे, हो सुर्ख रंग हर धार का। है जुनून है तेरे इश्क का, ये जुनून है रग रग में इश्क तेरा दौड़ता, ये मामला सा खून है। सत्य में
Are you thinking about buying or selling a home? On your own? Well, I made a few notes to help you get started. Here they are. Figure out how much you can afford. Check your credit report. Save for a down payment. Figure out what your house is worth. Prepare home for showings. List current home on the market. Market current home for sale. Host open houses. Consider offers. Draft and negotiate the contract. Find a lawyer. Figure out what type of mortgage you need. Shop around. Find the best mortgage lender. Get pre-approved for a mortgage. Decide where you want to live. Decide what you want in a home. How good are the schools? Check local property taxes. Go to open houses. Research the neighborhood. Figure out how much you can offer. Submit an offer. Complete mortgage application. Arrange home inspection. Negotiate any repairs. Have property surveyed. Review condominium association documents. Do title search. Obtain title insurance. Arrange homeowners insurance. Calculate your closing costs. How much do you need to bring to the table? Wow, I sure hope you remember all that. Why not make it easy like I did? When you're ready to sell your current home or to find the home of your dreams, write yourself just one note. Call a realtor who is a member of a professional trade organization.
You can call my mobile. Just give me a call, 647-273-1119. And my email is also displayed. You're free to email me. I will advise you.
That's all for this week. We'll see you again, same time, same place. Until then, it's Molly reminding you once again to be good and kind to a stranger is a good thing.